Hello everyone, and congratulations to the class of 2020. I'm Pastor Josh.
And I'm Pastor Adam.
And we are so pumped for what's about to happen.
Today we are celebrating you.
And by you, I mean all of you.
Class of 2020, we're celebrating the fact that you made it to the end of high school. And we know this year didn't go the way you wanted it to, but your achievement and your high school years has been incredible. You moving forward to the next stage of your life is absolutely something to celebrate. Now, before we get started, there's only one thing that we need to know.
This celebration is for everybody in your family. So bring everybody into the room, and if you have family members who aren't with you right now, go ahead and call them or invite them to video chat with you. And if you want, throw on your cap and gown, because this celebration starts in 3, 2, 1. Starting now. I love that phrase because today, not only are we celebrating where you've been, but we're also going to talk about what's next for you. Let's start with where you've been. Chances are the last few years were filled with some amazing memories, some big wins and some big losses, some major milestones and some really hard work. And today we want to share some of those moments with the people around you. In fact, before today is over, I want you to choose a photo that represents your time in high school. It could be a graduation photo, a senior pic, a goofy picture with you and your friends. Then make a note about something you'll remember from this year and share it with the people celebrating with you today. You could talk about it at dinner or in a family group text or post it on your social media page. You don't have to make a speech or write anything fancy. Just share one photo of something you want to remember. Your friends and family, they want to hear from you because after all, you are the reason they're celebrating.
Now, let's talk about what's next. By this point, you've probably already made some big choices about what happens next in your life. There's going to be even more decisions than that though. Maybe more than ever before. The choices you make in your life are up to you. Starting now, your decisions about who your friends are, what you do with your time, the kind of people that you date, how you handle money, how you treat other people are all going to have big effects on the quality and the direction of your life long after high school is over. Maybe that kind of responsibility is exciting, maybe it's terrifying. Either way, it's a lot of pressure. So let me take some of that pressure off. Here's what I want you to know. Making decisions for yourself isn't the same thing as making decisions by yourself. Is your responsibility growing? Sure, but you're not on your own with it. There are family members around you right now who care about you and who are here for you anytime that you need advice, encouragement, or just someone to listen to. And there are people outside your home who know you and love you and will be cheering for you in the next stage of your life. In fact, let's hear from one of those people right now.
Hi, Pastor Perry here with a quick word to you who are graduating this year in 2020. I would like to begin with a verse from the book of Hebrews. So listen into this. I'm sure you've heard it before. It's a fairly familiar verse. But then I want to just share with you a couple of quick thoughts that I have as your pastor. Hebrews chapter 12. Fix your eyes on Jesus, the founder, the perfecter of your faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despised its shame, and is now seated at the right hand of the throne of God. In fact, consider Jesus, who endured from sinners such hostility against himself for you, so that you may not grow weary or faint-hearted. A couple of times, I think, every century, a generation of youth are moving from childhood into adulthood during graduation, during a time of great cultural upheaval. God has counted you, the graduating class of 2020, to be worthy of just such a generation. I literally cannot think of another time in my memory when a graduating class has experienced, within the weeks just prior to and just after their graduation, such emotional and cultural and societal change. You are part of that. Don't grieve it. Rejoice that God has counted you worthy of contributing something as the world goes forward. As young believers in Jesus Christ, I want you to carry a message of hope to Jesus Christ. So I'm going to tell you just 4 things that I think are true. By the time you who are watching this are my age, I will have been gone into eternity for many, many years. But the things I'm going to tell you, the 4 things I'm going to tell you, are still going to be true when you are my age. Number 1, your plans and dreams are going to change, but God never will. What you think you're going to do now may look very different in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. I'm guessing you have been, as graduates, asked the question, so what are your plans now? Until you are so tired and weary of the question. But remember this, God's plans are going to take you places you can't even imagine yet. But He will be there with you. God's eventual purposes may or may not be what you expect them to be, but I promise you this, He has promised to guide you every step of the way. Secondly, a college or university degree is optional for success, but integrity isn't. I know that we've been told that a college degree is the key to a occupational success, and that may or may not be true in many people's lives, but never forget that no educational degree will ever take the place of an inner committed life of character and commitment to God. Never become too busy to care about your soul. Don't get too busy with your career goals that you forget, what would Jesus want me to do? Because things like honesty, integrity, selflessness, compassion for others, they're going to be useful long after that diploma you get sits unnoticed in a drawer or hanging on a wall for a long time. Number 3, the world out there is going to tug you away from God, so stand firm against it. I know, right now it seems like some of the most important things you can ever get are applause and approval from other people. And that will feel especially important when you go to college or meet new people. You want them to like you. But when the temptation to become a shallow world pleaser tugs at your heart, ask yourself what it is that you should do that would impress your Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Hold true to that eternal, unchanging truth of God's Word that you learned from your leaders while you were here at Grace Point. And finally, always keep God first. Human advice, including even what I'm telling you now, is always going to fall a little bit short. But what God speaks to your heart through His Word with is timeless. It will never come up short. We always tell you as graduates things like this: reach for the stars, or don't worry, you've got this. How about instead of telling you to reach for the stars, I tell you, reach for Jesus. And instead of telling you, you've got this, I want to remind you, God's got this. Lean into Him. Instead of telling you to become an independent adult, I'm actually inviting you to become a completely dependent on God adult. Keep God first no matter what. I pray that God will lead you every day of your life. I pray that God will lead you to godly people in your life. And I pray that God will place in your path those things that help bring glory to Him through your life, your personality, your abilities. May God bless you. Congratulations on graduation.
That was so good. Thanks, Pastor Perry, for those words of encouragement. Seniors, I want you to know that the people around you could not be more proud of you right now. Today is a big day for them as well. Chances are your family, the people you live with, have been cheering you on, praying for you, and thinking about your future for a long time. maybe even before you were born. And starting now, you should know that they are behind you, cheering you on no matter what. And they are with you anytime you need them. In fact, for the next about 5 minutes or so, we're going to let these people speak into your life directly. I'm going to put some questions on the screen and take a few minutes to let each of your family members or people around you share into your life. I love these conversations, and I hope they're reminding you that while you're moving on from this stage of life to the next, you're not moving away from the relationships that matter to you in high school. Your parents, your family members, your mentors, your leaders, your church family is still going to be around. The way you hang out with them may change, may look a little different, but your relationship with them will continue to be a part of your life for the rest of your life.
So call them, video chat with them. Keep them updated on your life. Let them encourage you and celebrate you the next year and however many years, just like they're doing right now. And don't forget to ask questions. Nobody expects you to know everything on your first day of adult life. It's okay to phone a friend or an uncle or an aunt or a pastor or a mentor or whoever. You get the idea. In fact, you don't have to wait to move away or live in a different city to begin these conversations. Starting now, make a list of people you want to text and check in with each week. Put a reminder on your calendar. You're going to be glad that you did.
So now, before the day is over, I imagine your family is going to share a meal together. Families like to do that, and as you do, take a moment to thank them for what they meant to you in your high school years. And maybe even share that photo we talked about a little earlier. And family members, spend today telling your senior how proud of them you are, and what you hope for them in the next stage of life. Remember, even though graduation may not look like how we had it in mind, the celebration is still on. And today is worth celebrating because you are a person worth celebrating. Oh, and one more thing. Good celebration always comes with good photos. So don't forget to take a family photo to celebrate. Post it using hashtag Senior Sunday 2020 and celebrate, or tag us in it. And now, on behalf of everybody with you right now, and everyone that is watching with us now or even later, everyone who's in the room with you right now, we want to say, congratulations, class of 2020. We are so proud of you, and we can't wait to see what happens next in your life. We're praying for you.